Hey, man.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of Roofman?
Roofman?
Roofman.
That's really funny that I was just talking about the text I got from my landlord.
It really is really funny.
My landlord was like, hey, on Saturday, October 11th, they're going to do some preventative roof maintenance. So if you see a guy up there, don't worry. And then immediately text, sorry, wrong day.
Sorry,
and then text,
wrong roof.
Hey, guys, on Monday, October 13th, he just sent the same text and just fixed the thing. Are you trying to start the timer right now?
Yeah, I am. Just power through. Just ignore me.
No, don't worry about me, dude. I was just talking.
I'm listening to you.
I was just saying stuff. Ooh, hey, still talking over here.
It's easy.
Things suck. And people are like, man, Jaron, you seem pretty sad about stuff lately. Yeah, I think about it. I go, why is
I look
that
around
happening?
sometimes.
Oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Things I learned last night. All right, so the Roofman.
The Roofman.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the Roofman.
Oh.
I'm showing you
So this is a mugshot
right
sure.
away.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Roofman.
This is for audio listener, this is a mugshot. It's a plain white guy whose hairline looks like Tim's. It's pretty far up there. And but
yeah, we got a comment the other day.
Shush, hold on. I'm still describing. This doesn't look like he has a mustache. It looks like he drank chocolate milk poorly. Like it's like very thin, right at his lip, and then like the Hulk Hogan goatee, not goatee, but the mustache handlebar things. But it doesn't look. The hair's not thick enough for him to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, now say what you were gonna say. I was finishing up for my wife. Here's the thing: I make her listen to these when we go to anywhere when we drive. I go, well, we should quality control an episode. And so we listen to it, and then she'll go, he's showing another picture right before I even go, yeah, so in this picture, this is what this is. She'll get mad, and then I go, give it a second. I'm gonna
explain it.
I gotta look at it before I can describe it.
Yeah, we got a comment the other day. It says, why is Tim's hairline pulled back 6 or 7 inches? I don't know. Me neither. I don't know the answer to that. I've been asking that every day. Stop telling me.
Did you get a haircut this week? It looks pretty fresh.
I did get a haircut.
Nice.
Yesterday.
For audio listeners, I'm sorry about your hairline, man.
I walked in my location, my barbershop, it has 2 stories, and the basement is like the other story. And so they've got like 3 more chairs down in the basement, but they have a camera down there with a feed with a big TV screen at the top of the stairs. And I think the reason is so like the front desk knows what's going on down there. Like knows like if they're ready for you, you know?
Knows what's going
like there's a waiting
down
room.
there.
There's like waiting up front.
Sure.
And so like, I don't know. But also it's probably just to be like, hey, like if you're down there one-on-one with a barber, we can see you. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what.
You think it's like a Walmart situation where they're like, you're on camera?
I don't think it's like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I walked in and my barber wasn't at her chair. She was in the basement with a couple other
and that's
barbers.
probably why your hair's messed up, dude. Because I'm not trying to be.
And I walk in.
If I go to my barber, he cuts my hair. You know, I'm not. Listen, we're not getting into all this stuff. I'm just saying, there's.
Okay. So I go in and my barber, she's down there with a couple other barbers, and she's in a hot dog costume just dancing in the basement. And the person at the front desk is like, I got you checked in. She'll be up in a minute.
And you can just look at the TV?
Yeah.
And she's just down there dancing in a hot dog costume?
And then she comes upstairs.
With the hot dog costume?
Not with the hot dog costume.
And then you got to be like, wow, okay, sorry. I know you were doing something really important down there.
No, literally, I'm not kidding. We sat down. She, buttoned me up, did the whole thing, turned me around. She's like, we doing the same thing as usual? And I was like, I saw you in that hot dog costume.
See, my barber, when I sit down, he doesn't even do a cape. He makes me put on a hot dog costume.
I can't cut you without
what does suck
like
is like as big as my head is, I also have a very large neck.
Yeah.
And so,
the capes don't fit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting suffocated. Like, but like I'm not choking enough. Like it's not like
it's just uncomfortable.
You know when it's just tight enough that you're like, I can't complain about this, but also like.
But also I don't like it.
Speaking of my large head, I did a show in Phoenix this week. I meant to bring it with me, and we can show a picture. I'll send a picture of this of me with the hat on.
Yeah.
A couple came to the show and she crocheted me a hat, which was very nice.
Yeah.
And then she told me that. It wasn't that she made this hat for me. She made this hat for her husband, and when he put it on, it was way too big for his head. And they were like, "Oh no,
who do we know with a big
she goes, "Oh, I know someone with a large head." So that's not as nice as if you made me a hat. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's not the same.
That's not like you were like.
That's not like, ooh, let me think of Jared while I crochet this hat. It's just, this is your husband's hand-me-ups. You know what I'm talking about?
Hand-me-ups. Speaking of hand-me-ups, have we talked about when I sent you hand-me-downs like 2 months ago?
Did we talk about that,
I don't
Alex?
think
Did we tell you that? I got a package in the mail, and I was like, I'm not expecting anything, and it says from Tim, and I was like, oh, maybe, I'm thinking maybe someone sent us some promo something, and he's sending me my half. No, it was just a box of, hey man, found these old clothes, thought you might want them. And they're just Tim's medium t-shirts that neither of us can wear anymore, by the way.
There was a pair of my skinny jeans.
And I was like, all right.
So funny.
I think my wife kept the Vans shirt.
It's a cool shirt.
It's a cool shirt.
Yeah, I wish it fit. I'd still wear it.
Hand-me-ups is so funny.
Anyways, so the Roofman. Oh, okay. Wait, I almost forgot.
Okay, can you space these? Can you do that like later?
Yeah, we can. We
sure.
can do that later.
Write it down.
I don't.
Go ahead and say what you forgot. Go ahead.
It's our 8th birthday.
Oh, that's right. We can do that now.
We've been doing
this podcast for 8 years.
Holy cow.
8 years for 8 views. That's wonderful. Big fan of that. Thank you to all of you for being here. Also, quick shout out to Tyler Cox in Omaha.
Yeah,
he booked me for a corporate gig, and he told me that he wanted a shout out in the episode, and so that's not his name. I said a different one, but he knows I'm talking about.
But he knows it's him.
Isn't that funny?
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
What if it wasn't? What if I was just like, hey, shout out to Jason?
That's really funny when people ask for a shout out. Be like, yeah, but I'm gonna call you.
You'll know it's about you, but I'll make it a different name.
No, just literally anybody. Be like, yeah, I'll shout you out, but I'm going to call you Tyler Cox.
Yeah.
And so in every episode, you're shouting out. Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler Cox. Tyler knitted me a hat.
Okay, so the Roofman.
It didn't fit her husband.
So the Roofman, here's another picture of him.
Okay. Rooftop suspect. Jeffrey Allen Manchester.
Yeah, this is the Roofman. He was active in the late 90s.
Active. Just, okay. I guess we'll get to it, but right now it's just, he's just on the roof.
So this is a guy, we'll dive right in. Here's what he did. He targeted mostly McDonald's, but some other establishments.
It was like, I bet I can get on that roof.
Kinda. So what he would do is he would, in the middle of the night, not in the middle of the night, late into the evening, near closing time, climb onto the roof of a McDonald's.
Okay.
And he would bore a hole through the roof of McDonald's and get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm about through this roof. And he would wait for closing time. And so they would lock up the doors and he would bust through the roof and drop down into the McDonald's with all the employees in there and armed robbery them. And so
what? Okay.
So he'd land from the roof and he'd be like, "There's a stick up." And he'd have the gun and everything. He'd fire a few shots into the wall or something so they know he means business.
Yeah.
But then like his attitude shifted. Like he's a masked man, fell from the ceiling, shot a couple shots in the wall, yelling at them. And then like he just like calmed down and was like, here's a really weird thing about him. Everybody, all the officers, all the witnesses, anybody who's ever involved in one of these heists was always like, he was very like cordial and like super generous.
So he jumped to the building. It's a robbery. Bang, 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 bang. All right, guys. So basically what I would like to do is just take some of the money, and I don't want to take it all. You guys could share with me, actually, if you want. But I'm sorry about the hole in the roof. It's kind of like my thing. If people ask, just call me the Roofman.
He literally be like, I'm the Roofman. What's your name? Everybody go around the circle and introduce yourselves. Yeah. Say 3 facts.
Did the employees not hear him boring through the roof earlier? Like, just like they're not even flipping burgers, don't they do it? Like, doesn't the
burger does it?
Burger slide thing or whatever they do. They're there doing the fries and stuff, and then like you just hear.
Anybody else hear the ceiling? The ceiling sounds weird today. Anybody else notice how weird the ceiling sounds?
You know what it is though? They all just sit there and they go, "We're not paid enough to deal with that.
We don't care.
Whatever."
Yeah, and so so he genuinely he would introduce himself as the Roofman, and he would ask everybody to introduce themselves, and he would start to call them by name. Yeah, he would call them by name, and so he'd be like, "Who's the manager here?"
Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that very much. Which one of you is in charge? You know what? I think I hit this McDonald's a couple months ago, and you were just a shift lead. Now you're one of them. I'm so proud of you. Wow.
And so he would ask who was ever in charge. He'd be like, okay, I need to see the receipts for the day. He's like, I want to make sure you're giving me everything that you have. And so he would cross-reference the receipts. And they would give it.
Sorry, we're missing like 15 minutes of receipts here. And they're like, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, there's some more.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, you know what? That's fine. You know? It's a high tense situation. I just came through the roof.
I get it.
You know, adrenaline.
Not every day a guy falls through your roof
and
shoots at you.
He's got his readers on.
With the mask. He's still wearing the mask. He like puts the readers over the ski mask.
Yeah. How long is he in the store?
It's a while. It's a long time. And so then he gets all the money. He bags it all
up.
This is
the late
90s? Yeah, this is late
Nobody's
90s.
Calling the police?
No, because no one's in there.
He's got a gun.
No one's in there except for the employees. He waits until they lock up.
Well, I know, but none of the employees are calling the police?
No.
No, they all know him. He introduced himself.
Yeah. Well, what he does is...
Hello, police. There's a very nice man robbing us right now.
He's really kind.
He calls himself the Roofman.
And so he then, like, after he gathered whoever was in charge and got the receipts, he would gather all the employees together and be like, you guys, why don't you grab your jackets? And then he'd be like, you're going to want to bundle up. And then he'd lock them in the freezer.
It's a little chilly. Oh,
that's how he kept them from calling the cops.
Oh, you're going to get in the freezer.
And he'd say, don't worry, you're just going to be in there for like 30 minutes.
Side note about the freezer is that when I worked at Subway, you know that like during a tornado, we're supposed to get in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Because if the building is taken away, those are the things left standing. Yeah. So you just be in there being like, oh, I hope... Don't get in the freezer.
I hope someone releases us.
Don't get in the freezer.
Did yours not have like a panic release?
Well, if stuff falls in front of it, you're stuck in there.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, because
I mean, like the electric's probably going to go out if stuff falls there, but like, you don't want to take a risk of being stuck in the freezer.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it was impossible at Pickleman's for us to get locked in the freezer. I guess unless someone put something in front of the door.
Yeah. And like a tornado put something in front of the door. Like a tornado was like...
The tornado's like, you're never going to get out.
Excuse me. Would you guys all get in the freezer real quick? I'm an F5 tornado. And I would just like you guys to get in the freezer real quick.
I think it'll be safer for you.
It'll be a little bit.
I'm going to destroy your town.
It'll be in there for a while. Like what? Okay.
Yeah, he'd say, you're only going to be in there for 30 minutes or so. Don't worry, the police will come get you out. And then he would, with the manager, get all the cash on the receipts and stuff. And then he'd take the manager and load the manager in there.
And this is before phones. I mean, like cell phones. So all the employees are just in the freezer being like, this is crazy, right?
Yeah, you're just stuck in there. And you can't play Clash of Clans.
Has this ever happened before? Yeah, like you guys, you know what? And that's what I miss, is that during hostage situations, you used to just have to talk to each other instead of opening your phone and being like, being held hostage at McDonald's right now. You just get, and that's what they take. That's what they took from us.
Yeah.
The community
Yeah, exactly. The community.
You know, you used to just have to sit there and chat with each other while you're being robbed.
Yep. That's exactly right. And then, so he'd get all the money. He'd pack it up in his duffel bags. And then he'd take the manager into the...
And then he would go, can I stand on your shoulders? I got to go back through the whole... and then use the door. It's nice. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. It's a whole thing.
You can't make me stop.
It's a whole thing.
Honestly, this is why I do it.
Yeah, this is the best part.
The best part is trying to get myself back.
Just got a grappling hook that and then he Indiana Joneses his way out of the McDonald's. Crazy.
No, so he takes the manager back in, and then he calls from the store phone. He calls the police, and he says, "Hey, the Roofman just robbed this McDonald's at this location. All the employees are in the freezer. You're gonna want to come get them out." And then he said, "Bye," and he would hang up, and then he would leave. He'd walk out the front door.
911. What is your emergency? Janice? Janice, hey.
It's me, the Roofman.
It's me, the Roofman. Oh, no. What did you do again? No. It's fine. They're all in the freezer, as usual. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Yeah, no.
They're bundled.
Is Officer Daniel out on the street today? Oh, they just had their kid. Tell him I said congratulations.
I did.
I'll try to drop into the hospital later.
I'll leave a gift at the next place I stop at.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you later.
Yeah, kind of. And then he would leave, and he would park his car a few blocks away, and he would literally just walk over to his car and drive away. And he did this for years. He was active from 1997 to 2001 across the country. He started in California, but he hit cities literally coast to coast. And it was the exact same thing where he would hit a McDonald's, usually a McDonald's. He hit like Blockbuster. He hit
Blockbuster
Burger King.
Video.
Yeah. He hit Burger King. Blockbuster, I don't think he did very much because they didn't have a freezer. Like, what are you going to lock them?
Yeah.
You can't.
Get in the gumball machine.
Put it in the gumball machine. Six Blockbuster employees found jammed into the gumball machine.
LOL, being held hostage in the gumball machine right now.
And so he went literally across the country, mostly fast food restaurants and Blockbuster, doing this thing where he would climb up in the roof, saw his way through the roof, and drop down right after.
Did he leave stuff on the roof when he left? I mean, like did he drop down with all of his tools?
So what is interesting is they think that what he would do is he would go and like
use his hands.
It was it was a different. They think he was doing it at a different time. Like he would go prep the hole and get it to where it was like about to bust, and then right before he would come up there with less tools on like the actual date where he was going to do it. So he had prepped it a day or two in advance, and then he would come back,
and then he would just be able to go, all right, we're going in, and he would just jump.
Yeah, he would just freaking Goomba stomp and then fall right through the floor. Yes.
Okay.
And so he had been doing this,
and like he's probably not landing gracefully either. You know what I'm talking about? Like he like falls through the hole, like fully lands on his side, gets up, is like, stick up. Everyone's like,
bah, 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 bah.
Ah. My name is the Roofman.
Nice to meet you all. This is where you introduce yourself.
Say your name now. Don't be rude.
He gets the gun back out and shoots it on the wall.
Say your name.
I'm Tyler Cox.
Is that your name, or is that somebody in Omaha that wanted to shout out and now you're doing it? Huh? Is that what's happened? Say your name.
And so he would go from...
It's a mighty large hat you have.
He would go from city to city doing this. And it was like... And it was the same story every time. He was super nice, super kind, very cordial, didn't hurt anyone, didn't hit anyone. It like started out aggressive, but then the whole time he was just so kind to everybody in the room. And everybody remarked like he was genuinely like he seems like a really good guy. Like that's how people...
A lot of charisma.
He just seems like a great guy, honestly. I mean, he did rob us.
Good hang.
And so McDonald's put out a statement because they had been the primary ones getting hit.
Yeah.
They literally put out a statement. They said, it looks like we got a real hamburglar on our hands.
I want to go on record that I hate companies, and I've always hated companies.
I think that honestly, though, I mean, in the early phase of this, great marketing opportunity. McDonald's was losing. Honestly, no, with McDonald's business model, corporate wasn't losing a dime off of this. And so corporate, they couldn't care less if their stores were getting robbed.
I guess.
And so for them, they were like, yeah, this is cool. We're all over the news right now.
Yeah. They started sending out materials for trying to get new hires. And they had a picture of the hole. Like, the sky's the limit for your career.
Here at McDonald's, we are breaking down the glass ceiling. So, and 99.99999% of the time, this went off without a hitch. There was one time where an employee tried to be a hero, and he like threw a bucket at him, like a pickle bucket or something.
And he goes, "Hey." Ow.
He's like, that was really rude.
Did he shoot him?
No, he didn't. He genuinely, he was just like, I think he genuinely was.
He
just
threw the
like,
bucket and he went, okay.
Okay, I can understand.
Tensions are high. That's crazy. I get it. I'm going to forgive that.
Yeah.
But I do want the contents of your wallet.
Yeah, you're gonna pay too.
Tyler Cox.
Speaking of tensions being high, can we talk about the Dove Awards for a second?
Buddy. Get me on this thing. So
this is like a month late when this is going to come out, but
this is
fresh
out later.
Right now.
But the Dove Awards were this week. Here's the thing that happened. Okay, Shama wrote the Dove Awards.
Yeah.
Didn't get paid enough.
Alex, you don't know this story, do you? Like
you know what the Dove Awards are, though.
Yeah,
Dove Awards are Christian Grammys, right?
Yeah.
So it's the Christian music industry, and
Christian Grammys.
Christian Grammys. So they have a bunch of performances.
Grammys.
I mean, you know, the God Grammys. Anyway, so Forrest Frank is the largest Christian artist right now. He's got millions of followers on Instagram. He's the biggest guy, and he's a very young dude. Very young. He's later 20s, early 30s, whatever he is.
Yeah,
he's gonna win Artist of the Year, just like he did last year.
Yeah.
Right? And he went last year, got his trophy, did his speech. He said, it's all for the glory of God, all that stuff. Good, cool. Puts out a video. Awards are on Tuesday night. Puts out a video on Monday where he says, hey, it's kind of tough to know where the line is between being worldly and doing, the Christian artist thing. And I dress like the world and some of my music sounds like the world. But one personal conviction of mine, is I think I can draw the line in the sand and say I'm not going to accept a trophy or an award for my music that's from Jesus for Jesus, right? Puts out this video. Why did you do that? Because first of all, to win the award, you have to submit to the Dove Awards, which means that your team or you submitted to the Dove Awards to win.
Which I found out today, he owns his label. So he is his team.
So you submitted to the Dove Awards to be like, guys, it's just really worldly to get awards. I am going to make millions off this. I'm going to make a ton of money and live on the beach and go surf every day. And I also sell $100 hoodies on my website. But the plastic trophies where I got to draw a line in the sand. I just think it's goofy.
It is goofy.
It's a lot of the same energy as like if a kid, like the most popular kid in 5th grade. And it's also like, dude, you won the Artist of the Year. You are the top Christian artist.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for you to turn around and be like, it's actually kind of lame that you guys celebrate that stuff. And it's like people, hey, dude, and I'll tell you who else deserves an award is all of his internet fans because they deserve an award for Forrest Frank defenders, all right? Maybe if we give them an award, they'll quit doing it. Good night, dude. Because that's what they do. And like, listen, if that's your personal conviction, great, whatever. I'm also fine making money in the industry. It's a job. It's an industry. Like I get it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But like to make that video, it just is condescending.
It feels very intentional because he has to apply for it. So it feels very intentional that it's like I'm going to apply for it, and then this gives me an opportunity to make some content. To be like, oh, I'm better than all of you. I'm so holy.
But and like people are like, oh, but he didn't say that. And it's like, well, listen, my personal conviction, it's the same way if I was to say, I think it's worldly to watch the Super Bowl. If you're a fan of mine, then you would go, should I not watch
I-
the Super Bowl?
am
Even
I
though I didn't
bad for
say
thinking
that.
that?
Even though I
Yeah.
didn't say, hey, you shouldn't watch Super Bowl. Me going, hey, for me, that's a personal conviction. I don't want to do that because I don't want to be like the world.
Yeah.
It just casts it where it's like all the other Christian artists are like, okay, I guess it's just lame, you know?
Yep.
So anyway, I was just mad about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should be. It's
I think it's
gross.
I don't think we
It's
should
gross.
be. It's fine. It's whatever. They're doing a
gross.
weird halftime show now. They're like,
That's so dumb.
Bad Bunny's doing that. We got to do a different halftime. You know what? Hey, guys, quit being freaking
cares?
weird.
Yeah.
Why are we being so freaking weird, dog?
Yeah. I agree. I have a lot to say about it, but I'm not gonna.
Well, you know what? And that's your personal
And that's
conviction.
my personal conviction.
I just think it's weird. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with I'm increasingly uncomfortable with a lot of the stuff that's coming out of a lot of the Christian world and the most influential people in the Christian space. Like you're just seeing people and you go, I think you're more interested in being an influencer than you are
100%.
You know?
100%.
And I get it, because it's the same stuff we used to post when we were in Christian college. If I post and I'm just like, I don't need to go out on the weekends and drink because I have God. And you're just like, why did you post that?
Yeah, you post that
Why'd you
from
post
the bar.
No, I didn't even post it from a bar, but it's like, why?
I know what you're saying. I
What's
know,
the
yeah,
motivation behind posting it? The motivation behind posting it is to be like, hey guys, I'm
better
actually
than somebody
better
else.
than,
Yeah.
and even though it's not explicit, and that's where I think that I don't think college me knew that was what I was doing.
Yeah.
It made me feel good to go, oh, I'm not like those people.
100%.
It makes me feel great to be like, you know. And
I did that to a cop in college.
What'd you say to a cop in college?
I was driving down Glenstone late one night, and it was like one of those checkpoints. And he asked for my ID, and he's like, "You been drinking tonight?" And I literally was like, nah,
I go to
man.
Evangel.
I said, no, I'm straight edge. And he was like, okay.
No, I actually follow the Lord. And you're like, freaking be normal, dog. You know?
Yeah, he booked me.
It feels a lot of it, and this is obviously bigger than the Forrest Frank situation thing. It's just so much stuff, especially now, feels very performative. And the reason that we have to do this, all right, tangent time. The reason that we feel like we have to be performative and the personal, like, it's the same kind of thing when people who are not in shape talk about how much they work out.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, dude, if you were consistent with your diet and working out, you don't have to tell everyone that you're working out all the time.
Yeah, they can see it.
You know?
Yeah.
The results are there.
Yeah.
It's whenever there's the insecurity of I don't want to be seen as a person who is lazy and has no self-discipline, so I have to then signal that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Is like I think that's where we're at. And the reason that we're there is because we're so disconnected from our personal communities. We talked a lot about community on the show before. I know we're doing a soul side tangent. We'll get back to the roof guy in a second. Chill out. You know what? Skip it. Who cares? 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Whatever. All right. If you don't like my hot takes. But we're so disconnected from community that we don't have enough people who do know our history.
Yeah.
We don't have
And we don't have enough people who will walk with us while we suck.
yes.
You get dropped by everybody online the first second you're an actual human.
Well, but also everyone online is only interacting with who you are in that moment.
Yeah.
What blip that they
True.
see of you.
Yeah.
They don't have no context of who you've been before.
Mm-hmm.
They have no history of this is who you were 10 years ago. This is who you are now.
And they'll be
And they
gone in 5
also have
seconds.
no interest in who you're going to be 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
They all they care about is that little blip and that little moment. And so that creates a situation where a lot of us start to try to more often signal who we hope to be and who we want to be. We're putting on this I am this. I'm this is where I draw the line. This is my personal convictions because we don't have enough people in our own personal community. Because the easiest solution for the whole Forrest Frank thing is just don't submit to the devil words.
Yeah.
Just don't submit, and then just you're already the biggest name in Christian music. Just
Keep being the biggest name.
just keep doing that. Keep doing the art. I'm not even saying that his heart is in the wrong place for not deciding not to go.
Yeah.
I don't even think he had a dark intention of posting it and being like, I want to make everyone else feel bad. But the results are the same.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And it could be that could be a motivation.
It could
sure.
be.
Again, I don't know his context.
Yeah. Yeah. You just see the video.
Right.
And then you're left to try to assume.
And I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that action, then when I was doing those actions, these were our motivations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can be honest about that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing when people comment on my posts and like, obviously people will try to do physical stuff, whether it's like, oh, like the fat guy or whatever. Mm-hmm. They don't know the context of where I was before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other side of that is that when I see that comment, I know the context of where I was before. And none of my friends make those jokes because they know the context of where I was before.
Yeah.
So all that to say, if you feel yourself in a situation where you feel like you're having to not prove yourself, but tell people who you are and feeling a pressure to try to paint a picture of who you are or who you might want to be, probably because you're feeling disconnected from people.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Anyway, and that's what I want you to know. I'm a really good friend.
Yeah.
I tried to hang out with Tim.
And that's why you're not.
Tried to hang out with Tim's family tonight. I said, hey, after the shoot, can I just come over and hang out with you and Bree and Archer? And he goes, weeknights aren't great.
That's not at all how I said.
I said, oh, okay.
That's not at all.
I said, can I come on a different time? He's like, we're busy. He goes, no, we're just too busy.
I did offer different times.
I said, here I am trying to be involved in your kid's life. I don't want your kid to just know me as the voice, the other end of the voice on your dad's laughing podcast.
Dad's laughing.
Who's the guy that talks during that podcast? It's Jared. You don't know him.
Yeah,
We've never let him over to the house.
We got a picture of you holding him.
Yeah.
Last time. That's
Uncle Alex. Who is Jared? Let me hang out with your family. Let me hang out with your family. Let me see your kid. I just really hope the counselor is next door and I'm screaming, let me see your kid.
I think he has to report that.
Bang, bang. Can I come over to your house tonight?
Yes. If that's how you're going to ask.
I would like you to get in your freezer. So, anyway, don't you have a drawer freezer?
Oh, yeah, we do have a stand-up in the basement also. Yeah.
Oh, 2 freezer household over here, guys.
Yeah, well, wait till you have to start storing milk. We literally filled that. Anyways, we don't have to talk about that.
I store milk.
I just love milk. I got every kind. What do you want? I got vitamin D. I got all of them.
I have a very thin backyard, and half of it's taken up by my dairy cow that I keep back there.
Oh, shoot. My landlord's here. I think he's going to see my cow.
Oh, shoot, dude. Gotta hide my dairy cow from my landlord.
Get the cow inside quick.
Landlord's like, hey, do you have any pets?
No. Define pet.
I wouldn't say she's a pet.
No, I do got some stock.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we did that tangent. That was good.
That was good. I thought we were just gonna make fun of Forrest Frank, but that actually turned into like something valuable.
Well, I was trying to explain why it's not upsetting to me. I'm not like mad about it.
It's upsetting to me. Hey, thanks for watching our show. If you like it, a great way to help out is by being a Patreon supporter. Doing that helps make this show possible, but it also gets a lot of perks for you. You can get every episode a week early, ad-free. You get access to a Discord where you can meet a lot of other people who love the show and actually hang out with Jaron and I every month on a hangout. And we're also in that Discord chat all the time, talking with people, talking about episodes and just random stuff in life. It's super fun. There's a way to get birthday messages, a free gift, merch discounts in there. So there's a lot of really great reasons to be a Patreon supporter. You get a lot of benefits out of it. And it also makes the show keep happening. So if that sounds great to you, you can go to support.tillin.com or tillin.com/support, or just tillin.com and search around until you find the links and become a Patreon supporter. We really appreciate you doing that. But if not, right back to the episode, right? So anyways, he had been doing this for years.
Okay.
They're pretty sure that he was responsible somewhere in the ballpark. They don't know how many of these they can pin directly on him, which is weird because I would think that The thing is, they don't know if it's like copycats, because it is like someone's cutting a hole in the roof and dropping down into the store. They don't know how many of them were the same guy, but they believe 40 to 60 robberies across the country. Literally,
how much money is he taking each time? Do you know?
I mean, however much is in a McDonald's at the end of the day. That's
$1 million?
What's interesting.
How much is that a McDonald's? I don't know. Like how much money?
I mean, McDonald's is not like cash heavy. I mean, this is the 90s, so there wasn't like as much people using credit cards. A lot more people were shopping with cash.
As much people using credit cards, yeah.
As many people using.
There wasn't that much people using credit cards. Wasn't too many people credit carding.
Not a lot of credit. Oh, that's even better. That's better than what I said.
Yeah, it's worded.
I tried to be dumber and I got smarter. No, so there was a lot more cash being used.
Okay.
So I mean, it was probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 10 to 20 grand, I would assume.
Sure.
Is what was in there in cash. A lot of people have talked about like why choose McDonald's, and the theories out there are, you could do a bank and get a lot more cash from a bank, but there's better security. McDonald's,
for sure.
You're robbing teenagers.
Yeah.
You're robbing teenagers who don't get paid enough to
especially
care.
the night shift. Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't care. And so
you know how like people rob stores now? Have you heard about about the gift card whole situation?
No, not the gift
this has
card.
happened in a couple of the subways around the area. That is why I know about this. But what they'll do is they'll call the subway and they'll go, "Hey,
I think
this is," and they'll even say it's like the FBI or whatever. They'll go, "Hey, we're doing a sting operation on your boss, and we know that your boss is doing this. And if you hang up, then we're gonna, you're an accomplice to them or whatever. What we need you to do is I need you to pull out $200 from the cash register and go across the street to the Dollar General and get a gift card for $200, and then read me the number on that card." And like, when you hear that, you go, "That's crazy. No one would fall for this."
Yeah.
Right. But in the moment when you're on the phone and you're a 16-year-old kid, it's just kind of like, okay.
Okay.
And it's like, and they're like, we know, and if you hang up, then you're in trouble.
You're
and
a
like
part of this. Yeah.
And it's not like they just go, "Okay, go get a gift card." Like they're on the phone with you for half an hour and then they walk you through that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And or they'll like one person tried to call one of the stores and found out my mom's name because my mom's the regional manager, and was like, "This is Christy," and the person was like, "Your voice is a little too deep." Just kidding, but like they, hung up and was like, "That's not Christy."
Yikes!
And so they're, and with hey, not to cause us to crash out. You want to freak out for a second? With AI. They can make it sound just like
anybody. Yeah, just like a specific
person. I
person.
could FaceTime you and be that person.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
It's easy.
Things suck.
Did you see I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. They're brothers. They box. Well, one wrestles.
Hank Green.
Hank Green. Yeah, you're right. I like this alternate universe where the Paul brothers are the Green brothers.
where Green
switch spots. The Paul brothers are really so thoughtful and like.
Which Paul brother? Logan?
Yeah, not.
Oh, of leading worship? Yeah. Jake Paul leading
Jake's
worship.
just got all these AI videos, like hundreds of AI videos of him since Sora 2 came out, of him doing stuff he's not doing. And it's pretty funny. He had to put out a video to be like, "Hey, this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah,
you gotta stop
the
making
Sora logo on it still." So it's like, "Hey guys, that video that you saw is not me. Just so you know, I would not do those things." They can't. But it's getting close in the mouth.
It's getting very close.
And here's the thing: they were talking about making a whole feed. I know we're getting into the roof stuff, but like, I know you're really interested. You're like, "Talk about the guy on the roof.
Talk about the roof guy."
No. And so, but they have the whole feed. Like they're talking about doing a whole feed of
just AI videos. Yeah.
Are you into that?
Yeah. Does anybody want that? No.
Who wants that?
Speaking of AI, though, read those comments. We got all these comments.
Oh my gosh, yeah. On the Project Bluebeam episode on YouTube.
If you don't remember the Project Bluebeam episode, you definitely should watch it. But long story short, it's an alien episode.
Yeah, and I'm gonna read you 2 or 3 comments and see if you can pick up.
Tell me if you know what's going on here.
What's going on? So, because like I looked at today,
these are new comments,
and these are all 3 hours ago. At this point, there's 12 of them. 12 new comments.
This is an old episode. This is like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. I appreciate how this video keeps the vibe chill, but still sneaks in some real deep stuff. When they mention Sergei Monast's warnings about religion and illusion merging with tech, I thought of The Project Bluebeam by Hale Palmer. That book hits differently because Hale explains it like a blueprint, not just a rumor. Here's another comment. LMAO, the way they joked about governments dropping UFOs for engagement had me dying, but also thinking too hard. From the book The Project Bluebeam by Hale Palmer, Hale mentioned the fake alien. This is a different one. The fake alien part low-key gave me chills, alien emoji. The way they joked about the government setting up holograms in the sky sounded funny, but it reminded me of something I read from the book The Project Bluebeam by Hale Palmer. This is 12 different comments from like all these different YouTube accounts that clearly this person, Hale Palmer, all hail the Palmer.
All hail Palmer. All hail Palmer. Bought a bunch of bots.
So, and
he probably hired an agency. He probably doesn't know that the agency's doing this.
And you should know this about social media.
Yeah.
The thing you're arguing, you're getting in all these like threads arguments and like arguing on Facebook comments. You should know that you are most likely arguing with an AI that's only prompt is disagree. You are arguing with and they'll say something back and you're like, how does any person think that that's true? And you'll get all worked up. Literally, I will see it in my comment section. I will see people argue for 14 hours. I'll post something in the Morgan that's like a little stupid little joke.
Yeah.
Like I posted about my Halloween thing and I was like, don't let your kid dress as Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, it's going to ruin their life. And the comments are insane. And they're fighting over like, well, here's the true origins. First of all, don't talk to me about Halloween. All right.
Yeah.
I know about Halloween from 8 years ago. And so, but like they're just saying stuff. And then I will come back later that night and the same two people, my favorite thing to do when two people are arguing on one of my posts, I let them argue. They'll argue for days.
Yeah.
They'll go back and forth for 2 or 3 days. And then right at the heat of the argument, I'll block both of them. And they'll never get the resolution for that conversation.
They're just stuck. That's diabolical.
I just go block, be free. Because you know they're looking at their notifications.
They're trying to find it. They can't find the chat.
And they're like, oh, but I said this. Oh, I said something so good to this guy here. And you're like,
they're just stuck on the edge for the rest of their life.
And I've just decided
I doesn't know what I think about that.
I don't know who I become. I become very unchristian in my responses. I don't know who I become when I respond to people on threads, especially because someone the other day was like, I posted about the Halloween thing. I was like, I dressed as Thomas the Tank Engine when I was 6 and my life has been bad ever since.
Yeah.
And someone responded, this was decades ago. Let it go. And I go, decades? I'm 15. Or someone was like, wow, this is really sad that you're holding on to this. Halloween's been around for way longer than you. And I said, well, Halloween was invented when I was 4. Maybe Google stuff before you just respond. And like I've just decided that I'm just going to say stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to be rude in the
because
comments.
It might be an AI.
Yeah, it might be a robot. So take that, bot.
But that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's a mess.
But the other thing too, what sucks, and to get into the crash out that we have often.
Yeah, we often have this crash
is
out.
that somebody who's a normal person, or at least used to be, will read 100 comments that say this absurd, stupid thing, right? That were made by AI. And then they will go, oh, the majority of people think that.
Yeah.
Which is...
And they will either crash out because they think the majority of people think that, or begin to change their opinion because
like
they think
the whole Cracker Barrel stuff. You know, we saw that, like, what was it? More than 60% of the engagement that came in the Cracker Barrel conversation was bots.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that agency should have a lawsuit against somebody for that. Maybe
against who? Who do you
OpenAI?
Oh, they don't care, dude.
They should.
They don't though.
Well, no, I know OpenAI doesn't, but that agency that created that logo,
sure,
like they're getting blacklisted from design now.
But the whole MO of OpenAI or these large companies is they have enough money. It's the same with the copyright stuff where it's like they wanted you to have to opt out, where it's like, hey, you can't use our stuff. Otherwise, we're just going to use it unless you tell us not to.
Yeah,
which is insane. It'd be like, I'm going to break into your house unless you tell me not to. Don't. I'm gonna bore a hole in your roof unless you say not to.
Unless you say no.
No, that doesn't make that okay.
Yeah.
But what their viewpoint is we're just going to do it. We're going to get sued, of course. Yeah. But by allowing all this content to be in our Sora products or our generation
Yeah.
videos, then we're just going to capitalize that market. Then by the time that those lawsuits come to payout,
They're going to settle most of them out of court.
we're going to settle it for, even if it cost us $6 billion, we made $200 billion.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And
even if it cost
that's
them
the stuff that's radicalized me. For real.
Genuinely, even if it cost them $200 billion, they're going to make that up the next year.
Yeah, we made it up.
Yeah, you're going to make it up the following year.
That sucks.
It's insurmountable.
That's so insane.
Yeah, it is. That's correct.
And and people are like,
Yeah.
And people are like, man, Jaron, you seem pretty sad about stuff lately. Yeah, I think about it. I go. Why is
look
that
around
happening?
sometimes.
Oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. That's really bad.
Oh, so random.
That's so bad.
Man.
And then I look up and you go, why don't you make another joke about Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, why don't you be funny for a minute? Can you be funny again, please?
Sorry, I got to quit reading books.
Sorry, I need to quit paying attention.
That's what it feels like. Anyway.
So this guy robbed.
Then Forrest Frank posts and says, oh, well, I'm not going to go to the Devil Awards because the Devil Awards are dumb and stupid and worldly. And then it just pushes us all over the edge.
Meanwhile, he's settling my lawsuit with him outside of court.
No, but for real. Anyway, we do crash out about it often. It's a good time.
So
The world's fine and good. Don't worry about it.
So Roofman robs 40 to 60 McDonald's across the country.
Okay.
A couple Burger Kings, a couple Blockbusters.
And that's the other thing you said earlier, too. They can pay for it. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care at all. They're somewhere in the middle of this, they started to realize, this might be dangerous. And so they did put out a bounty on him. They put a $10,000 bounty on his head. And by bounty, it wasn't like kill that guy and bring him to corporate.
Yeah.
It was like any information will give a $10,000
Can we put
reward.
bounties out on each other?
Yeah, I'll give you $10,000 if you bring me his head on a platter.
No. That was not what I was going
What
for.
do you mean?
Because you
What do you
just,
mean by
you just looked at the camera and said, I'll give you $10,000 if you kill Jaron.
I did not say that. I said if you bring me his head on a platter. There are ways you can do that while you're alive. What do you mean by bounty?
What I mean.
What else could a bounty be?
Do you think that bounty hunters go kill people?
I mean, the good ones.
What I'm saying is, could we just put it out
I guess
there?
they do rope them up.
I like, hey, rope them up. What world do you live in?
The bounty
Where Dog the bounty hunter is going out with a lasso or killing someone and bringing their head on a silver platter.
I
just mean, if a bounty hunter can arrest me and take me to your house, and I just show up at your driveway.
Just
well, we got to figure out how to pay for this, buddy. This was a really funny podcast bit.
That's a good bit.
Then now we have to take out a loan to pay this guy.
It'd be worth it.
Bounty hunters are just glorified ransom holders is what it is.
That is true. They're legal ransom.
Yeah, they arrest you and then they go to the police department and they go, pay me $10,000 and I'll give you this guy.
I'll give you this guy. Yeah, that is a little... Why is that allowed?
Yeah,
that shouldn't be allowed.
Who knows?
Interesting.
So they put out a bounty.
McDonald's puts out a bounty for him. I don't know if they ever paid that bounty because no one ever was able to give any information on who it was.
Yeah.
What ended up happening on May 20th, 2000, he is in North Carolina.
Okay.
And he broke his rule. And I don't know if we don't have interviews with this guy, so we don't know if it was a rule. But based on patterns, he would never rob more than once in the day. And he would never rob any stores that were close to each other. He would rob and then he would skip town and he would show up in a different town and rob that town weeks later. And so there was one day, May 20th, 2000, he hit one McDonald's and then he went about 6 miles to the other side of town and hit another McDonald's. And this was his fatal flaw because at the second location, one of the employees triggered a silent alarm. And he wasn't aware that they did that. And so he ran through the forest to a nearby church where he parked his car. And a cop they were already looking for him. They were already on the hunt.
Yeah.
Saw him come out of the forest and run towards that car. And then he ran back into the forest when he saw the cop. And the cop was like, I saw you. You're not getting away.
I'm a forest guy. They call me the forest man.
I'm the forest man. I'm not the roof man. I swear.
They call me Forest Frank.
And so once he realized the cop was chasing him, he didn't put up a fight. He just walked over and he gave him his hands. And he was like, what's your name?
He's like, here you go, sir.
He's like, I guess I'm arrested, aren't I?
Well, shucks. You know what he was trying to do is he was putting a hole in all those buildings. He was going to put gigantic hamster tubes and connect all of them. So that way he could just crawl around and be like, no, I was trying to.
Just crawling across the country. I'm going to the next McDonald's.
I'm building a tube system.
Mom, what's that tube running across our city?
Oh, that's the Roofman.
That's the McDonald's superhighway.
Yeah.
Every McDonald's in the country is connected by one of those.
Tunnel boy.
Tunnel boy. They smell bad.
Using all the material from the play place. It's also crazy they used to have a play place. And also, McDonald's still a safe place, like to drop off
That's
a kid?
crazy.
You know what I'm talking about? Is McDonald's still a safe place? Do you know what that is? Like the yellow sign that says safe place?
I have no idea.
Where you can just abandon a child there.
It's crazy that you can
That's what
do
that
that
sign
on
means.
McDonald's.
That sign means like if you see the safe place sign, that means that if you want to surrender your kid, you can just drop him off. You can give a kid to the fire station. The fire station will be like, "Well, take this kid."
Yeah,
and then they'll put him in the foster somewhere.
Yeah,
McDonald's is a safe place, or at least it historically has been.
Yeah.
But did they train the employees on what to do?
Yeah, the 16-year-old kid at the front counter is like, "Oh, fresh baby."
You got a guy dropping to the ceiling, right? Bang, bang, bang,
Bang, bang, bang.
Hey guys, just here to rob. And then someone else is like, yeah, hold on. Where's your mom? And the kid's like, oh.
That is insane that McDonald's was ever a safe place. That is genuinely insane.
I love the idea that someone just brought their kid to work. They're just in the back working, and a manager was like, oh, a loose child.
Loose child.
We know what to do with that. And then surrendered that kid to the police. Called the police, was like, hey, we got a kid.
Hey, we got a kid here. Yeah.
And then the employee in the back is done with their shift. And they're like, they just got let out of the freezer.
That is true because McDonald's are always just kind of, back when this was a thing, when they had play places, McDonald's were just crawling with kids. They'd be all over the place. They'd be running around that store. How'd you know that?
When I was growing up, my mom worked at Subway, in the physical Subway, and I would just be in a booth.
Yeah.
And it's very possible that, most employees probably know, but there's way more employees at McDonald's than there are at Subway. Subway, there's like 3 people working.
Yeah.
And McDonald's is entirely possible for someone to go, whose kid is that?
Whose kid is that?
And then for another employee to go, I don't know. And then those 2 employees
surrender him to the state.
Surrender him to the state.
That's crazy. So
my 4th birthday party was at Subway. That was real.
That's a good party.
It was great.
Subway used
They didn't even
be,
close it. My mom was just working.
Subway in the late 90s, early 2000s was so good.
Still is.
It still is good, but it's not what it was.
I agree.
It used to be so good.
You know why?
Why?
You want to crash out again?
No, we don't have time to crash out. We're genuinely not even halfway through this story.
Oh, shoot. At 3 hours?
We can crash out
How
about
are we not
Subway
halfway through the story? What else happened? Okay, I'll shut up.
So
we'll crash out about hey, if you want to hear us crash out about Subway, why don't you join us on Patreon and hear next week's episode? It's available right now. And next week we crash out about why Subway's quality has gone down. Remember that for the next episode. We need to bring that up. That's so stupid.
So he turns himself in.
Okay.
And they take him to jail. They are interviewing him.
They put him on the 2nd floor. That's their flaw.
They're interviewing him, and he is claiming he's just a copycat. He's like, I'm not the guy. I didn't do all those. I just saw what he did, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a good idea.
And then they go, yeah, but what about the one on the other side of town? He goes, he was here today.
I should have got an autograph.
Wow.
I can't believe I shared this.
I was so close to my hero and so far. Roof.
That is so dumb. I hate that so much.
You hate that it got you?
So he's claiming he's just a copycat,
Okay.
which on one hand is somewhat believable because this is genuinely the only time he ever did 2 places in one day. And it's the only time he ever got caught. So it's somewhat believable that it might have been the same guy or a copycat. But either way, they did not believe him. They did not have evidence to connect them to any other ones, though. They just had evidence to connect them to these two.
Yeah, but it's the 90s.
So
we know how the story goes.
So he goes to trial, and they try him for the 2 robberies that they do have an actual connection that they do. So he gets charged.
So he did do both of those.
Yes.
He for sure did both of them.
This guy, yes.
Yes.
And so he gets charged with these 2 crimes. And
this is our thin mustache guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
The rooftop suspect. And so he gets charged with these 2 robberies, and they go through the whole court hearing and sentencing. And what they ended up doing is they sentenced him to 45 years in prison, which is pretty clear that they said, yeah, we know we only have evidence for 2 of these, but we're going to charge you with all of them under the books. And so he gets 45 years in jail. And they bounced him around prisons for a few years, and he eventually landed at the Brown Creek Correctional Center in southeastern North Carolina, like a little outside of Charlotte.
Just say North Carolina.
Southeastern
North Carolina, west of Charlotte.
It was
southeastern North Carolina, west of Charlotte.
Southwestern North Carolina, east of Charlotte.
Southwestern.
Yeah, that's right.
North Carolina,
North Carolina,
just east of Charlotte.
Just east of Charlotte. Just north of South Carolina.
Why'd you do all that? Just north of South Carolina. Gosh. Hey, Tim, could you quit laughing? We got a lot to get to. We're only halfway through the story right now. Could you buckle up? Can you pull it together?
Okay, yes, I can. I can do that. So he goes to this prison. He's in this prison for serving his 45-year sentence. And over the course of a couple of years, he ends up, he's a really nice guy. People like him. So they start to, because of his good behavior, he starts getting privileges. And eventually he gets the right to begin working. So he starts working in the prison.
Okay.
And he ends up working in the metal shop. And the thing about the Roofman, Jeffrey, is he's very astute. Like, he's always paying attention to his surroundings. So he begins to pick up that the prison is very regimented. Everything is on a schedule. Mm-hmm. Everybody does the exact same thing at every time, to the minute, every day. And he realizes that this metal shop he works at has delivery trucks that come in every day.
Right.
Drop off their deliveries and leave at the same time every day. Same exact schedule. And so during his shifts, he begins to build a box. And it's this plywood box that he paints black on the bottom.
We spent so much time doing other stuff, and you're going to do a really interesting story. That sucks.
We've been covering the really interesting story from
You
the stop. The story's been interesting the whole time.
To do bits.
I did not tell you to do bits. I never told you to do bits. There was a bit before.
Alex,
there was a bit that we had a conversation.
He's gaslighting me right now. You were here for that, right?
We had a conversation
earlier
before
when
this.
he said,
No.
You literally went. Look at the, I was like, I don't know if I have any bits today. And you're look. I looked at my notes.
Yeah, you said you didn't have any bits, and I said, look and see if you got any. We could do bits. I didn't say. I never acted like this episode needed the bits. But every episode needs
incredibly
bits.
insane
Every
right now.
episode needs bits.
No, I wish I had some fruit snacks. I'm so mad.
I'm not saying.
I need some fruit snacks to calm down. I need to raise my blood sugar.
I'm not saying you. I didn't. I told you not to do bits. I didn't tell you we needed to pump this full of bits.
You brought up the devil words.
Yeah, but you started to tell him about that, and I was like, no, this is perfect. Let's tell him in this episode. Let's drag Forrest Frank's name in a video we're gonna put on the internet. Let's not do it in private.
This is my personal conviction. Okay.
So he builds this little box, and by box, it's more of like a plywood platform with a couple edges on the side.
Okay.
And he paints it black. And what he does is he waits until...
And are the people at the prison not like, what are you building? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just doing this in the shop?
Well, he works at the shop. Everyone's just like, yeah, that's whatever project.
Oh, that must be for...
The guards have no idea what they're working on. They're like, yeah, they got an assignment.
All right, sure.
They gotta they're working on their work, you know?
Yeah, it's a really big license plate he's building.
He's building that license plate must be for a semi truck. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows semi trucks got big license plates. So he builds this.
The second half of that didn't need to be said. You have to understand that I'm trying. Hey, thanks for listening to Things I Learned Last Night. It would do us a huge favor if you could just share this episode with somebody or just share the show. Tell someone you like it. That helps us grow the show. Another way to help us grow the show is to sport our merch, which is actually super comfy. We changed to a new merch supplier a couple years ago called Fourth Wall. You can buy our stuff at shop.tillin.com. None of this is a pressure, by the way, but it just really does help us grow the show, and it helps get the word out, and people ask me about my hoodie in the airport all the time. So they're really comfy. Would love for you to support the show, and either way, thanks for being here. We're glad that we get to do this podcast.
He built this enclosure.
He builds. Give it a second, buddy. Calm down.
He builds this.
Start over.
He builds this.
He builds.
So he builds this enclosure, and he waits for
faster.
One of the
Okay.
And he waits for one of those delivery trucks to come. And
Yeah.
when the delivery truck comes, they're dropping everything off. He waits for no one to be looking, and then he runs over there with his enclosure, and he slides underneath the thing, and he pulls it up, and he hangs to the undercarriage of the truck with that enclosure there. So it just looks like this black box.
So when they do the mirror underneath.
Yeah, it's just black. And so the delivery truck pulls out of the bay from the wood shop, drives to the prison walls. The guards do the mirror thing, and it's just the black. And then they just drive away with him hanging on the bottom of the truck. And he waits for the truck to get a few miles away. And at a stop, he just drops, and it just keeps driving. And then he rolls out of the road and runs into the forest. And then he's home free. And so the one caveat, the guy is wearing a prison jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And so he traded some cigarettes while he was in the prison that I don't know how he acquired, but
Yeah, I think it's cigarettes. Yeah.
He got away. So he traded some cigarettes for makeshift sewing supplies, and he sewed street clothes out of his bedding. And so he made like a t-shirt and like pants. And so it wouldn't look like, it probably didn't look good, but it didn't look like prison clothes.
Sure.
That's the point. And so he changed into that in the woods, walked out, and he hitchhiked to Charlotte. And he gets to Charlotte, and he's got nowhere to go, nowhere to stay, but he's not in prison. And so he's walking around Charlotte looking for somewhere to be. And so he just happens upon a ToysRUs in the suburbs of Charlotte. And he walks around ToysRUs till closing time, and he finds the bike rack. And in the bike rack, behind the bike rack, there's this little cubby door of like a crawl space with like some pipes and stuff. And so he just crawls in there around closing time and just waits.
Oh, okay. He's going to rob Toys-R-Us.
And so then Toys-R-Us closes, and he waits in there until everyone's gone. And then he comes out, and he
lives inside of Toys-R-Us.
and he's in Toys-R-Us alone. And so he goes back to the manager's suite, and he finds their
manager's suite?
Yeah, Toys-R-Us.
He goes back to the box that they've got. It's sitting up at top, they can look down. It's stocked full of chicken strips. Isn't that crazy? That like the richest room, like you can buy a suite at like an NFL game and it's still just. And the reason for that is because Cisco food distribution is the only food distribution that the companies can use, and Subway uses them, and that's why all food tastes bad now. Okay. Yeah, we're going to crash out about it next week, but I'm also going to crash out about it right now. So, okay, he goes to the manager's suite.
Yeah, and he gets out the owner's manual for their security system, and he reads all about it, and he learns like how... Hello? Yes. Okay. And he learns how...
It's still VHS at this point, right?
Yeah, he learns how the cameras work, and he just learns how to make sure he doesn't end up on any of the cameras overnight. And so he takes control of their security system, their camera system, and all of their like motion detectors and stuff like that. And he just develops this routine where day after day, he sits in this cubby where the bikes go, and sits in there while the store's open. And when the store closes, he gets out and he rides the bikes around Toys R Us. He climbs up to the roof and he races.
Plays with a little like it's Toys R Us, dude. Who wouldn't want to live there?
Yeah, he gets a remote control car and he takes it up to the roof and he's remote control charring from the roof. And then he's surviving off of all the little kids snack food and baby food. Like he's just eating that stuff. That's his sustenance.
They sell baby food at Toys R Us?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, they had before Babies R Us was a separate building, it was like a wing of Toys R Us back in the day. And then they branched out to a whole nother building and then they went out of business. So, but at this point in time, and
I mean, at least you're not in. You live at a Toys R Us, but at least you're not in prison, I guess.
Yeah. And so he does this for a couple months.
Same Toys R Us.
Same Toys R Us. He starts.
So every night he's going into Toys R Us, and the employees aren't like, and he's nice. The employees are like, "What's up, Jeffrey?"
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's like.
They're like, I've never seen that guy buy something. Have you?
The vibe I get is that nobody in Toys R Us sees him. Because like he hides in that cubby throughout the day, and he comes out at night. He's like a little goblin. He's like, "Arr, arr. Buzz Lightyear," and he just plays with the toys overnight.
That's crazy.
And eats the baby food.
That's what I'm saying. Just freaking mashed
baby
peas.
Food, play with toys.
At least I'm not in prison.
And then, but he starts to get a little lonely. And so he starts kind of like, okay, I need to start robbing places to make money. It's the only skill I have. And he's like, I need to start kind of looking around town, getting into this community to see where the places are that I can
Can't rob Toys R Us. I live here.
This is home. That's home. And so he ends up befriending a local woman by the name of Lee Wayne Scott. And they kind of like start to build like an actual genuine relationship. And he tells her.
A local woman.
He tells her.
Why'd you say that?
What
befriends a local woman?
What am I supposed to call her?
I don't know.
He befriends some chick. Wait, that's worse.
That's way worse.
He befriends
some
woman.
chick.
He befriends a local woman. I said it the right way.
Sure.
So he tells her that he works at a very secure facility. He works for the government. And it's a top secret facility, and she's like, I don't even know where it is. And she's like, that's the point.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. He's like, he actually lives in this facility. It's like a top secret facility he lives and works in, and he can't tell her anything about what she does or what he does. And she believes
he has different clothes by now.
Oh yeah.
And also,
he stole them from Toys R Us.
He's wearing baby clothes. He's wearing a very stretched out dinosaur T-shirt,
dinosaur pajamas.
Yeah, and he's just like, I can't tell you what I do.
Tell you what I do.
Okay.
No, I assume, and I don't know this, like there's not reports, but I assume he probably was skimming some cash at Toys R Us and going and buying clothes. I assume, like that's
maybe showering.
Yeah, I don't know what about the showering at this stage. I do know a later stage, but at this stage, I don't know about showering.
Okay.
And so Lee was very involved at a local church called Crossroads Presbyterian Church. So he starts going to church with her, and he starts attending a small group. Here's the thing. He can't tell everyone his real name. So he's going by the name John Zorn. And so they all know him as John Zorn.
John Zorn?
Zorn. Zorn. Yeah. Cool name. Yeah. John Zorn. And so.
Oh, that reminds me. We got to shout out John Zorn. Who
from Omaha, Nebraska.
Is a 14-year-old kid who listens to our show. And left a review and was like, please give me a shout out. Well, shout out to you, Johnny Zorn.
Johnny Zorn. So he actually starts stealing toys from Toys R Us and donating them to the church. And so every time he comes to church, he's got more toys for the community. And everyone's like, man, this John Zorn is such a good guy.
Yeah.
He starts doing it for Lee. Lee's got some kids. And so she's like, oh, this is great. Like he's bringing toys. Like he's bringing Christmas decorations.
Stepdad and the holidays coming of the year.
Yeah. They're stolen toys from Toys R Us.
Hey, so are the ones your stepdad gave you, just so you know.
So he's becoming like ingrained in the community. Like he's actually becoming like involved in this community. Meanwhile, he's like, I gotta get my next robbery going. And so he's like, I can't like live in Toys R Us forever. And so he realizes
this isn't a long-term plan.
Yeah, he realizes what's convenient about this Toys R Us is right next door there's a Circuit City, and Circuit City had already shut down. And so this is an abandoned Circuit City. And so one night while he's...
What year is this now? This is 2000.
This is 2004.
Okay.
Yeah. And so one night he's sitting in his little cubby behind the bikes, and he burrows through the wall into the Circuit City. And so now he's got a secret passageway between Toys R Us and Circuit City.
Wait, what? Oh, the buildings are connected.
The buildings are connected, yeah. And so he burrows through the wall into the abandoned Circuit City.
Oh, he really does Shawshank Redemption then.
And so he gets into the Circuit City, and he finds a spot in a stairwell to like the Circuit City basement. And he builds an apartment there. And so he paints the walls. He puts up some posters from the Toys R Us. So there's like Spider-Man posters on the wall. He gets a TV. I don't know how he got the TV, but he got
They sold those at Toys R Us.
It might have been Circuit City actually, because there's some products that I don't think that is listed that he has in his apartment, but they don't.
Pretty Circuit City.
They seem Circuit City. So he's got a TV. He's got a DVD player. He's got a collection of DVDs. Yeah. He's got a mattress in there. He's got a stockpile of baby food and children's snacks.
How big was this room?
It's like any staircase. It's like the spot underneath the staircase. And so he painted the walls in that spot and put a bed in there. And so he's basically, it's not big. It's like probably smaller than this room.
Yeah.
But it's big enough for him to put a little mattress and a TV up and some posters and paint the walls.
And like no one's...
Well, Circuit City's abandoned.
Yeah.
No one's in that Circuit City anymore.
Sure.
And so he's just living in this room, and he's got a stockpile of all his food there, his kid snack, his baby food.
That feels risky to me, but okay.
Yeah, and all his favorite action figures from the toy store.
Sure.
Store. And what he ends up doing is he actually steals a bunch of baby monitors from Toys R Us, and he mounts them all over Toys R Us. And he has the baby monitors in his Circuit City apartment, so he can kind of monitor and know when it's safe to go into Toys R Us and what sides of Toys R Us he can go to.
Yeah, so in the 90s, just a recap. In the 90s, he broke into McDonald's and Blockbuster and Burger King, right? Then for 4 years in the early 2000s, he was in prison, right? Now, for at least a solid year in 2004, he is just surveilling a specific Toys R Us in Southwest North Carolina, east of Charlotte.
Yeah, you're north of South Carolina, correct?
North of South Carolina, that's true.
That's correct. That is correct.
In the Eastern time zone.
Yeah, you're dead on. You're dead on. And then he actually pipes a water line from the Toys R Us into his little apartment so he can shower. And so he puts a little shower in his little apartment, and because he just tapped the water line and ran it all the way in.
Okay.
And so he's got a whole setup there. He's like living out of this place, and it's a pretty comfortable life for him.
Where's that water running off to?
There's probably, I would assume, like it's the bottom of it's a basement stairwell. So I'm assuming
Down
there's like
the
a little
stairs.
water drain somewhere in there. I'm assuming.
He assumed too.
There's just a pool of his used shower water somewhere in that Circuit City basement. So he's living down there for a while.
How long is this going on?
I don't know exactly how long, but I do know that over the course of that year, he conducts a couple other robberies that were like, they seem to be preparation robberies. The big one being he robbed a pawn shop to get a gun. And I don't know the details of that robbery and how he ended up getting out with that gun, but I do know he managed to rob a pawn shop and get the gun. And so he acquires a gun. And one morning he wakes up and it's Boxing Day of 2004. So later that same year. And so you know what Boxing Day is?
Yes.
And so
Isn't it Thanksgiving though?
No, it's the day after Christmas because you box up all the gifts you didn't want. Throw them away.
That's not what it's called. Oh, speaking of that, who was I just talking to about in January, beginning of January, the gigantic line that exists at Costco of people returning their Christmas trees?
Oh, really?
People buy the fake Christmas tree from Costco because their return policy, first of all, Costco's return policy is that if you didn't use more than 50% of that product, you can return it.
Wow.
Not the food stuff, but like we bought a big box of cat food. Our cats did not like the food, so like we only had taken 6 cans of this 30 cans, and so we took the other 24 cans back, and they gave us our full refund.
That's crazy.
And so we're like, oh, we're just gonna do that over and over and over again.
That is wild.
So now once a week, I return a box of cat food. We just feed our cats for free.
Is that true?
You should try that. We don't do that part. You should try that with baby food. That is true though. Like if you have more than 50% of the product, because they'll just combine it. I don't know what they do with it.
They just throw it away is what they do, because it's easier for them. They lose less in customer retention than they do in just throwing away whatever.
Yeah.
You bring
Well,
back.
so they sell rotisserie chickens at a lower cost. It's a loss leader is what it is, and so it's at the back of the store. So stupid.
So on Boxing Day,
do you think they throw those Christmas trees away?
Probably.
There's no way. I mean, they're like $600 trees.
If it's in decent shape, they probably just resell it. But they could also sell it to like a consignment, like sell it at cost or I
have gone at the beginning of the year to go quick grocery shopping or whatever, and there's a long line of people with the cart, and they all have Christmas trees they're returning.
That's crazy.
Wild.
That's so nuts. Interesting. You know what? Never mind. We don't need to. So Boxing Day, December 26th, 2004.
Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, the day before Costco Return Your Tree Day. The day before Jennifer's Dead in the Parking Lot Day.
And so he wakes up in the morning. He goes to the dentist, gets some work done. And then he comes back to Toys R Us, waits for closing time.
Went to the dentist?
Yeah, he got some work done.
Okay.
Got a little teeth cleaning. And he goes in there and they waits for closing time, same thing he normally does. And then he comes out and he does a robbery at the Toys R Us. And here's the interesting thing about Toys R Us, there's no freezer. And so he just sends everybody to the back of the store, and that works out pretty well. They all go to the back of the store. He gets all the money from the day, and then he tells them, okay, you guys wait here. I'm going to pull the fire alarm so the police come, and I'm going to get out of here. You guys are good, okay? Like, everybody feel good? You guys feel good? I feel good. And so he tells them he leaves. He pulls the fire alarm, and they think he ran. He climbs through his cubbyhole back into Circuit City, and he's watching on the baby monitors. The police show up, and they're like, yeah, he ran when he pulled the fire alarm. And so the police are like, oh, he's long gone. And so they're canvassing the city trying to find him. And he's sitting in Circuit City next door just watching the investigation. They have no idea. They never find him. And so he's like, hey, I think I just found the cheat code. And so he starts to plan his next hit. And he's like, I'm just going to hit.
At Toys R Us?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to keep hitting Toys R Us because I can just walk out into my cubby.
This is what I'm saying. Criminals are smart for a second. And then they go, what if I was dumb?
What if instead of being smart, I got dumb?
What if I just did that again?
And so, but then he realizes, oh, shoot, I went to the dentist and now they have my dental records. And he's like, I got to go get my dental records out of there. So he goes to the dentist office, climbs up on the roof, cuts his hole through the roof, drops in. And he
doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He roof-holed the dentist?
He roof-holed the dentist to try to find his dental records. No one was there. He goes there after hours. No one's there because he's like, I just need to find my records. So he's
okay. So he did do all of them. Then is what we're talking. He did all the other ones.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. He's not a copycat.
This is for sure the same guy.
Sure did it.
And so he's digging through all their filing cabinets trying to find his records, and he can't find them. And he's been there for a while, so he starts to panic.
He goes, Zorn.
I forgot.
I was looking for my name.
But
I forgot the alias I gave them.
But he doesn't remember that while he's there. So he's panicking. He's like, I've been here for too long. He's like, I have to find this. Like, I already cut the hole through the ceiling. I gotta find it. I can't find it. I can't figure it out. So he burns the dentist office down. and he runs. And so things are spiraling a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
So the police now have an arson on their hands, and a hole. They have like evidence that the hole was cut, and so like before this happened, there was a hole cut in the roof. They're like, we know this guy escaped from prison, just east of Charlotte,
North Carolina,
just north of South Carolina,
Southwest North Carolina. Okay,
and so they've got reason to believe he's around here somewhere, and so now they're kind of like on edge, like keeping their eye open for him.
Right.
He waits a little while for kind of the heat to die down, and he's like, "Okay, I need some money. I need to hit. I need some money. It's time to hit Toys R Us again." And so he crawls out of his cubbyhole one night right before close, and he does another hit on ToysRUs. But when he does this, he tries to plan it to where he comes out like right when they're locking the doors is like his goal.
Right.
And so he sees them walking to go do that. And he comes out, he pulls his gun, and as he's doing that, they're going to lock the doors, but it's kind of that awkward time where it's like you're walking in right as they're closing the doors, and like the employees, like they kind of have the choice. They're like, are they going to let you in, or are they going to say, no, sorry, we're closed? But this time they say, oh, we're going to let him in, because the person coming in was a police officer. And so they're like, oh, you can come on in, but we're going to lock the doors behind you. And as they let her in, he's pulling the gun. And so he's pulling the gun out to be like, this is a stick up, and the police officer's there. And he realizes that there's a police officer there. So he thinks quickly, and he punches her in the face and steals her gun. And he's like, this is a stick up. And he's like, sorry, what's your name? I'm the Roofman.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. Sorry I had to punch you. I feel bad about that for two reasons. One, I don't like assaulting law enforcement, and I don't like punching women. And so
I know that was bad.
I know that was bad on multiple fronts.
Yeah.
My name is Tyler Cox.
So he ushers them all to the back of the store. Same game plan. He's like, we're still gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So he takes them to the back of the store. With that cop who he punched in the face. He's got her gun, and takes them all to the back of the store. They all do the thing. He pulls the fire alarm, and then he hurries back to his little cubby and climbs back into Circuit City. And he's watching from his camera, and he realizes as he's watching from the camera that the cops are getting too smart. Like they're like, yeah, he didn't run. No one saw him leave the store. And so they check the cameras, like he never left. And so like he's in here somewhere. And so then they look around, and they're there for hours. Eventually they find that cubby hole. They crawl through into Circuit City, and he just like relents, and he just comes out. He's like, I'm sorry, you got me. And they find him, and they end up arresting him. Ironically, they pulled all of the DVDs, and I don't know how true this is, but the articles say like the most used DVD, or the one that was in the DVD player,
Ocean's 11.
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, so cliche.
And so they end up charging him for the
that probably wasn't true. And then one of the cops was like, yeah, dude, he had all these DVDs, and the one that was in the DVD player. Catch me if you can.
And we caught him. I caught him.
Why are you doing that weird thing with your tongue? Don't put that in the article.
in the article, it's like, and he was doing this weird thing.
And then he said, don't put that in the article. And like the whole thing's for that weird, like, they got him.
And so now he ended up getting numerous charges: the arson, the multiple robberies in Charlotte, and obviously, breaking out of prison. And so now he got another 40-year sentence. Jeez. And so he's been serving that sentence at Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina. He has attempted to escape again in 2009 and 2017. Both of those were thwarted by the guards. And so he didn't actually get out. His current expected release date is December 4th, 2036. So mark your calendars and watch your ceilings that day, because who knows?
December what?
December 4th, 2036.
Wow.
So it's coming up about a little over 10 years.
It's not Santa on your roof.
It's the Roofman.
It's the Roofman.
But here's what's really exciting about this and why I did this episode, because tomorrow we are getting a Channing Tatum movie based on this story.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it honestly looks so good.
I saw a poster for this the other day. Like, you know what I thought about when I saw this, though? Wait, tomorrow? What are you talking about? When does this episode come out?
I mean, today it's October 9th. We're filming this the day before it releases.
Oh, I was going to say.
And so by the time this releases, some of you might have seen this. It's been out for 18 days.
I saw the poster for this. And what's crazy is that this comes out tomorrow. And like, I have not seen any advertising for this.
Really?
I
mean, that is true. Like, you don't see advertising for movies that much anymore.
Oh my gosh.
What?
My wife keeps texting me. I've told her we're filming. Sorry. She sent me 17 texts.
Oh my gosh. Well, the movie looks great. Jaren's got to text his wife, so we'll crash out about.
I need to respond to her real quick. So, all right. Well, fiddle off.
Fiddle
man.
off.
Thanks for listening to Things I Learned Last Night. If you like that episode, you want another one, we do an episode about the Barefoot Bandit, a guy who would just break into people's homes. They're usually their second home, right? Mm-hmm. And then he would just kind of live there for a little while, and he went on a whole wild chase and led the police on this social media stuff. And so it was a really interesting story. We covered that. Please share this episode with somebody. Tell people you like the show. That's the easiest way to grow this thing, is a friend telling a friend, hey, here's this stupid thing I enjoy, and I think you might enjoy it too. We will see you next week for another episode, because we're here every week. We will never stop doing this, and if we did, it's because we've just committed to becoming AI characters. And even then, if one of us dies, we're just going to put it out as an AI podcast, right? Ha, 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 ha. Thanks for being here.